Hello and welcome to the Visionary Leaders Social Selling Challenge. My name is Erin Fugate, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you. First of all, can everybody just pat yourselves on the back, give yourselves big congratulations. I know not everybody completely did the challenge, but you're here right now. You're showing up. You want to learn. So we all really owe it to ourselves to say congratulations. We are learning this hard stuff. And tonight we have such a special guest. This is my friend, Emmy Cornwell. Hi, Emmy. She is our guest expert tonight, and she is a personal branding business coach and social selling expert. I hope that you'll share a little bit about your story with us, but in a nutshell, Emmy is awesome. She's in the social selling world and she teaches people how to make money doing that. So she has come to enlighten all of us and help us grow our businesses on social media. So take it away, Emmy.
Hey, I am so excited to be with all of you today. You know, one of the reasons why I'm so excited to be here is because each and every one of you, I actually do not know. So a lot of times when I do trainings, whether that's for my own company, and I will share definitely a little bit about my story and who I am, what I do, and how I help people. But whether it's for my own company or other network marketing teams or business, like traditional brick and mortar businesses, wherever it is, I usually know someone or they've been connected to me somehow and they've seen a training of mine, even though each training is different. It's nice to see new faces. 100%. So I'm so glad that you're here and it's going to be a party. So if you are ready for a good time, I want you to drop in the comments me. Okay. Here's one of the things though, because I am new to you guys, I want to share just a little bit about how this training is going to work and you are already going to nail it. I can already tell because I see the comments coming in right now. For me, this is a conversation. Okay. Is this going to be a training? Absolutely. But you know what makes this training even better is when we're having the conversation, we're having the two-way dialogue, right? It's not just a monologue. And it's really something that I want you to take into how you incorporate this into your social media. Because tonight I'm going to teach you how to put the social back in social media. And there absolutely is a way, even though it feels like maybe you're just throwing spaghetti up there and you're talking to yourself and no one's listening, no one's caring, no one's liking, no one's commenting, no one's doing anything. The strategies and the techniques that I'm going to share with you today are going to help you basically ignite that two-way conversation, because conversation equals cash. And so that is one of the reasons why I wore my money hat today, is because we're not running charities. We're not Mother Teresa. We're not Gandhi. We're business women and businessmen, or man. And so we can, and maybe you're not hip to this idea yet, but we can help people and make money at the same time. And if you're not hip to that, here's your permission slip. You can connect people with a product that solves their problem. You're the solution connector. Okay, you're not the convincer. You're not the persuader. You are simply connecting people by adding value and being social as on the tool of things like Facebook, Instagram. And, tonight we're going to really specifically talk about Instagram, but a lot of these things that I'm sharing with you, you're going to be able to utilize on multiple platforms. And whatever platform your person hangs out on, right? Like in old school marketing, it was your target market. Nowadays, we talk about your ideal client, like who are you speaking to? Okay, they're hanging out somewhere. And one of the things I want to share with you just to, right up front to be an encouragement, because maybe you're like, wow, this girl is too peppy for me. She's too energetic. She's too positive. Well, I did just have an energy drink because I wanted to bring the heat for you. But all of the things that I'm sharing with you work from ages 18 to 65 plus. Okay, so I have multiple businesses in the online space, and one of them is in the network marketing industry, is in direct sales. So I know exactly what you're going through. I've been a part of network marketing since 2013. I've been with 2 companies. Previously, I was with Advocare until they restructured their comp plan. And they basically said, in less than 60 days, you're not going to be able to make any money here. Well, for me, I actually wasn't making any money. So I wasn't like some of my friends that were making millions of dollars and thousands of dollars, even, right? Whatever that impact is for you and your family. I was making this because I was spending more on my product than I was actually bringing in. And so I understand this industry. I've been in it. I've been at the bottom and I've been at the top. And so I want to be able to help you today utilize these strategies. And my number one distributor or social marketer, whatever you want, whatever each company has a different name for it. She is 63. So I don't want to age her. 63, a grandmother to 13. She's a paraeducator in the schools, has doubled her salary, okay, is not a size 0. We sell a weight loss product or a health, weight management product. She always has the highest customer pod. She didn't know social media before doing this business. And so you can do this. If my friend Maxine can do this, you can do this. Because at the end of the day, it's actually not about the product. People are buying you first. So everything that I'm teaching you could really go for oils. It could go for collagen. It could go for, coaching service, which is my main job. So I'm an online business coach specializing in personal branding and in social selling. And my side gig is doing social selling in the network marketing industry. So that's a little bit about me. It's always nice to know who you're talking with, right? And I have a lot of years in this industry and I've done a lot of inner work, some of the stuff that you were talking about. But at the end of the day, my biggest realization was if I wasn't having fun, I wasn't doing it right. And so I also wear this shirt that says, have more fun. Okay. Because in my previous company, one of the reasons why I wasn't making any money is because I was putting myself in a box. I was a robot. I was drinking a lot of Kool-Aid and I was Advo Emmy. Okay. I even had the sticker on my car. At that point I was single. I wasn't married. And I thought maybe at least I would get a date from that, right? Someone would drive by my vehicle and maybe like text me, like car flirting. Well, that didn't work either because that is advertising. And today we're going to talk about marketing because you are network marketers. We cannot take the networking out of network marketing and we cannot take the marketing out of network marketing. One of the things that Erin does really well as a leader of this team is she is in-person networking, right? She just shared that you had gone to an event, got business cards, and then continued the conversation, because conversation equals cash, continue the conversation online. Because we are in a century where social media is a free tool and free resource that we can continue the connection, to continue the conversation, to ultimately see if what you have is a good fit for them. Okay, so we have to have both. And we're going to talk about more of the marketing side as opposed to the networking side, but really it's all in the one. So I do want to ask you a couple questions first. Okay, when I say social media, like, what are your thoughts? Do you love social media? Do you hate it? Are you like, where are you at? Tell me in the comments. I just want to know what's the temperature in the room today, sister? Let's see here. I love it. Challenge on how to use it. Okay, Virginia, thank you. I tend to like consuming it versus creating it. That's good. Hey, confession time. Let's get it out of the way because this month is the biggest month in your business. So let's capitalize on it. I use Facebook more than IG. That's great. That's okay. Florence says, I love it. I use Facebook more than, oh yeah, we just that. Okay. I do it because it's necessary. So I tolerate it. Okay. use it personally every day, but binge, trying to make business as a challenge. Comfortable on Facebook, not crack the code on other sites, still have not mastered Reels. It's distracting for me. Okay, cool. So this is all really good, actually really good news, because by the end of this training, I want you to feel like you can have more fun. Because if you're not showing up who you authentically were created to be, it is going to be a struggle. It is going to be overwhelming. It is going to be a distraction, and it is going to be a task, a daunting one, and not one that you can really capitalize to make however much money you want to make. It's really endless. That's one of the great things about network marketing, right? Is we don't have a cap on our salary. We get to decide how much money we make. Okay, so your social media, and again, we're going to talk about Instagram, but you really can utilize all of it. Think of it as like a house party. Okay, you got an invitation to go to a party, and it's great because like Erin talked about the Halloween thing, so it's kind of similar to that in a way. You got invited to go to a house party. Okay, you go to the front door, you got the invitation, someone sent it in the mail. Some people still do that, or maybe you got the e-invite, and you're heading to the house. Okay, you ring the doorbell, and what happens? Someone opens the door and welcomes you. They say, "Hey, so glad you're here. How's it going?" And then they let you in, and you go in. Well, wouldn't it be weird if once you entered into the house, they never said one word to you? Like, they didn't take your coat, they didn't tell you where the snacks were, they said nothing to you. And you're at a party. Like, that is weird. So your social media is like your house. Okay? When people land on your Instagram specifically, but you can still, there's parts of this again on Facebook, you can add a bio. People have less than 4 seconds to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Long gone are the days that Facebook specifically, you actually have to know people. And long gone are the days that Instagram is just your diary, your photographic diary. When you enrolled, doesn't matter the year, when you enrolled in this business, that was the day that your social media became a tool for your business. It is no longer your stress relief. It is no longer your scroll hole. It is no longer a thing that you consume, because you want to spend more time creating and connecting and having conversations than trying to figure out the perfect reel or trying to figure out exactly what to say in the caption. And so you're here to talk to people. Now, is anyone here like hesitant of talking to people? Right? Just like maybe give me a little twitch or something if that's you. And that's okay if it is. At some level, you know, or you knew when you did enroll that at some point you were going to have to talk to people, right? Well, I think social media is one of the best places to do it, and call me crazy, but I love people and I love people's stories. And so I am always wanting to be more interested in them than interesting. So on our social medias, at our parties, right? I mean, gosh, remember traditional networking events like BNI or LaTip or just like whatever local like business group you go, like they're so like boring and like, ugh, and like, what do you do? Like, and it's just like your show, like you have to put on a show for people. That's not what your house party is about. Your house party, your content you create, the conversations that you're creating is to help your ideal client take one step closer to their goal. Remember, we're connectors, we're connecting them to solutions. So all the content that you're sharing has them in mind. I like to call this we content. So me content is something to help our ego, something to boost. It's like to make us feel better, or to make us look good, or to show off, right? I mean, we've all seen those network marketers who are like, look at me, Look at me. Look at how much money I just made. Look at what trip I just won. And they're actually not adding value in addition to trying to paint a vision for other people to say, yes, I would love to join and be a part of that too. Right? Because we still need that. We need to paint vision for the people that are watching us because they're watching. No matter if they're liking, commenting, or whatever, they're watching. So you always have to keep showing up and providing content that is valuable to them. Just like at a party. If you're just talking about yourself all the time, like, whoa, put me to sleep, sister. Right? You want to move on to the next person. You don't want to have to listen to like their stories of how they're so great. Is this making sense? Is this good stuff? Now, when I train, I tend to rock and roll and go pretty fast. So I'm glad that this is going to be recorded for you. I'm glad that you're going to be able to come back to this because some might stick, right? Some stuff might stick for you and some it might not, right? I want you to take the bones of whatever is going to be best for you. But I'm so glad that a lot of you have showed up live because a lot of what is happening, you're going to catch, right? You're not necessarily going to, what's the saying, like you can get it taught, but a lot of it's caught. Well, you're catching a lot of stuff right now that may not even click until later. So here's what I want to do because all house parties need a guest and you are the guest. And so I don't know if all of you are connected with one another, but you can't go to a party by yourself. And you definitely can go to the bank by yourself, but it's more fun when you have friends. So I want you to drop in the comments below your Instagram handle right now. And I want you at some time, or maybe Aaron, you do a follow-up post in the group or something where people drop their handle so you guys can support one another, so you guys can be at each other's parties, so you guys can help each other with engagement, so you guys can see what maybe is working for someone else, right? We don't copy other people's content, but if someone that you know, a cross-line sister that you have did a really awesome story series and it worked for her. Erin's been doing this for you guys, right? She's been showing you her Meta Powers story series that have really gotten her some great conversations and ultimately customers, right? Okay. Here's the second part of the house party is I want to, if you are not already following me, I want you to follow me. And here's why. Not because I need more followers. Although my account did get disabled at 11,000 and I am starting over. But because another way that you learn is by visually, right? So today we're doing Audible. You're going to visually see some strategies and continue your learning that are going to increase your skill set to help increase your bank account. So it's the Hey Emmy. Okay. And I want to continue the conversation with you because this is only 60 minutes, right? But one of the things that I want to make sure you guys have also in your pocket for resources is that video that you saw me, kind of like that 5-minute promotional video, that was part of a training of how to brand yourself and get paid doing it. And I'm going to give that to you for free. It's a 2-part audio series. It's just not available yet, but you need this training first before I can give you a branding training. I need you to be more comfortable in the habits like you've been practicing this week of being social and talking to people. So here's the website you need to go to. It's cashinonthegram.com. I'll make sure too that Erin has all this, but if you're really good note takers and you don't want to wait, you want this now. So cashinonthegram.com/scoop. And that's going to put you in my Instagram Insider Scoop community that's going to be getting this for free. Okay. So cash in, perfect. Thank you. And then my handle is the Hey Emmy. Okay, TheHeyEmmy. Okay. So let's talk about that advertiser versus marketer. You are going to want to, in your Instagram, have something that is more, and this is a very brief bio training, right? Very, very, very brief bio training. You're going to want to have something more in there that says more than mom, Jesus lover, gluten-free, Seahawks fan, or what, all the like hobbies that you have or things that you're passionate about, or things that you identify with being, those are all beautiful things. And I love those things, right? I have those things, but they don't go in the bio because again, 4 seconds, right? When someone lands on your page, if they see that you love cats, well, great. But aren't you trying to sell oils? Right? Aren't you trying to help them connect again to that problem? So you want to share something that again lets people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. This is going to help you stand out from other network marketers. And guess what? Your diamond, purple, poop, sparkly, glitter rank, people don't care about. I don't even know your guys' ranks. I don't even really know my ranks. Okay. All I know is that language and that verbiage is known by other network marketers. And most likely that's not your ideal client. Now, when I talk about ideal client, I used to be a health coach. When I was with Advocare, I did health coaching before I did business coaching. And I helped women lose 10 to 20 pounds without losing their curves. I still had men clients. I still had very petite clients. So in that bio, who are you specifically helping? Who are you specifically want to serve? So you pair what you're good at. This works if you have a 9 to 5, right? Your skill sets don't change. Your skill sets are the same. What you're good at paired with who you want to serve, and then is there a demand in the market? That's basically a very simple formula of your niche. And, there's going to be something that I'm going to share with you guys at the end as well. If you're like, Emmy, whoa, I know I need to do this. I've seen this on other pages. I just don't know how. We're not going to get into it necessarily in the nitty gritty here right now, but I do have an opportunity for you to continue to work on those types of things to help you stand out, because we need to stand out. There's over 1 billion users on Instagram. Here's the cool thing. That's 1 billion customers, potentially. It's 1 billion leads. That's 1 billion new friends. That's what, I call everyone sister. Like that's 1 billion new sisters for me. I am praising the Lord for this tool because it's free. I don't have to do advertising. I don't have to do any of this stuff. And I can connect and have conversations with people who want to buy my product just because I'm sharing from an authentic place of how much I love it. Right? We all have heard this, right? Like, it's not sales. You're just sharing. Well, it is sales. Okay. But it's sales from a servant, leader, heart-centered posture through the sharing aspect. Again, remember, we're not Gandhi, we're not Mother Teresa, we're businesswomen. So we need to step into the fact that we have a business and we're not bugging people. We got invited to the party, right? And you know who else got invited to the party? The people who are on your page. You've invited them. They've looked at your bio and they've raised their hand digitally, say, I want to follow this girl. I want to follow this gal. I want to see what she's all about. Okay, so yes, do people find you through things like reels and hashtags? Yes. Reels are the fancy squirrel shiny object that every Instagram business expert will tell you have to focus on. Well, although I agree that reels are important, they're not actually where the sales happen. The service doesn't happen in reels because the transaction doesn't happen in the comments. You know where the transactions happen? In the DMs. And you know how you get into those DMs is through conversation. And the best place to get into conversation is through your stories. Hands down, people sleep on stories. It's an afterthought. They think it's a waste of time because they're either focusing on things like reels or they're spending hours trying to figure out what to even post in the first place. I will tell you, when I first started and partnered with this new company in 2019, it was 2020, it was 2019. Yep. Okay. But in 2020 really was when things kind of went off. I was a full-time elementary school librarian working 4 hours a week. I intentionally chose to get a part-time job at a pizza place as a server so I could pay down debt. I was telling my money where to go because I had goals, right? I know we all have goals here, right? At some level. maybe part of your goal is to gain new friendships. Well, you're in the right place for that too. It's not all about the money. Most people join network marketing just to make an average of $500. The other popular reason that most people join network marketing is for the community, to be a part of something. Okay, so whatever that is for you, I know that Erin has welcomed you with open arms, whatever that is, and she's going to meet you where you're at. So they find you through reels and hashtags. They stay because they know they see your bio, they know who you are, what you do, how you can help them, but they get to know you through your stories. Okay, so that is what I want to focus on. That is where the social aspect happens. Here are some, like, what I like to call money hits, some actionable items that you can do on your Instagram today to help kind of just like make sure your house is clean for the party. Right? Or clean before your house cleaner comes. Who else does that? Or is that just me? Okay, good. I'm like, shoot, I got to clean up a little bit before. I need to utilize her time best, right? I'm like, I don't want to clean this. I want to clean this. Okay. So I don't want you following more people than are following you. So for instance, if you have 200 followers, you don't want to be following 1,000 people. That's weird. You're that weird, awkward person at the party that's like trying to get everyone's signature for like on the yearbook. I feel like, isn't that movie Can't Hardly Wait, that 90s movie? And there's one girl that is like, I think it was Melissa Joan Hart, who was the actor. She was going around trying to get every student in her classes. Like that was just weird, right? That was awkward. Okay, you weren't friends with everyone. You don't need everyone's signature. Also, if you are going to start unfollowing people, which is okay, because you actually don't have to follow everyone that follows you. You don't have to do that. We're not people pleasing here. Okay, if you're people pleasing, you're not making any money. I'll just let you know that. I mean, you might make a couple dollars, but you want to then unfollow people. Don't unfollow more than 30 people a day. Now on Facebook, here's what you should be doing if you are not at 5,000 friends. And this is where people are like, oh, and I'm sure Erin's shared this with you. You should be adding 10 new friends a day. Now, if you're like, Emmy, that's a lot. Okay, well then what feels good for you? 5?
I went easy on them, Emmy, and I said 2 a day.
Okay, perfect.
But yes, it should be 10.
Hey, I'll take 2. Right? You get to work at whatever speed you want to. Again, another thing that we love about this business. Some seasons you can run harder than others. So when in 2020, when I was doing the part-time job, it was 2020. Do I need any other reason than that? I was planning for a wedding. I was switching between companies. I was growing my coaching business. Do you think I had time? No, I didn't. But we make time for what we value and what is a priority and what we find important. And let me tell you, now is not the time to put the brakes on. Okay. I don't know what promos you guys have coming up, but I'm sure you have a Black Friday promo and I'm sure it's pretty good. And I'm sure people need to hear about it now. Okay. So Facebook, 2 to 10. Now, I'm not a fan of messaging people after and being like, hey, so I saw that we have some friends in common and I really like partnering and being in relationship with like-minded women. Don't do that. Weird person at the party, right? That's that person that comes up to the party when you're already in conversation with someone and you're like, bad timing, bro. Okay, bad timing. Like, I'm sure you're cool. Sure you didn't mean to say what you just said right there, but take your foot out of your mouth, go get some Cheez-Its and come back in 10. Okay. So what I want you to do then is maybe keep a list, because if you don't have a list, you don't have a business. There are some traditional network marketing foundational things that still need to happen. Okay, we can't go all the way new school. One of them is list building. Right now, I'm pulling major different types of lists for what is also my biggest month of the year. Okay, so maybe make a list and then go engage with their stuff. If you want engagement, go give it. Now, do not do the bait and switch right? Again, of like liking some stuff and then sending a message, hey, do you want to buy my thing? No, just be a normal person, right? We're putting the social back in the social media. You're not walking around to every person that you see in real life, even though they need your stuff. You're not like, hey, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I like your shirt, but buy my stuff. Again, weird, right? Like, don't make it weird. If you make it weird, it's weird. It's also bad for your algorithm on an Instagram if you're following more people than are following you. Okay. One lie that a lot of people believe is 10K followers equals 10K checks. I had 11,000 followers and I did very well for myself, but that was not a direct correlation. Okay. I have 200 something followers now and I'm still making a pretty good check. Praise the Lord for residual income, right? But because these strategies, again, like I told you from the top of the call, it doesn't matter if you're 60, 18, black, white, male, female, 200 followers, 200,000 followers. It doesn't matter. Some of my top clients are actually top leaders in other network marketing companies that have built their businesses in a traditional way and have no clue how to use social media because we have to do that. Okay, so this is for everyone. Here's what I want you to know. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick, and I'm gonna look at my notes. Okay, give me like a fist bump or something in the comments if this is good. I mean, you haven't dropped off yet, so I must be doing okay. Remember, this is a conversation. I said not. Thank you. Yes, what's your name? Let's see. I gotta put my thing over. Thank you, Virginia. You're so sweet, sister. Hey, I love all people, but I'm telling you, I love the fact that there are some graceful sisters on this call. Okay, so I love it. I love seeing that gray. I'm starting to get gray hair somewhere in there. I lost about 3/4 of my hair during COVID, and some of it's come back gray. Oh man, my hairstylist the other day said that. She was like, "Excuse me, you don't tell me that. Let me discover that on my own." Oh man, I love that. Okay, good stuff. Okay. So, oh, so good. How are we going to get into conversations? Okay. Here's how we're going to get into conversations. We're going to do all the things that we talked about so far. It's a puzzle. We're putting the pieces together and we're going to talk about engagement. Remember I said you have to give engagement to get it. I'm sure. I mean, Emmy did not come up with that message, right? Okay. There's 2 ways to do that. Oh, Cindy, I hope I'm a gray fox. I hope like that happens, like that my hair, when it does change color, that it's just like that Dove commercial. You know that Dove commercial that had all those different types of women on it? Gosh, I don't remember what it was, like a couple years ago. And there was just one lady, she had long, beautiful, she was a smoke show. Okay, speaking of smoking, we're going to talk about 2 different types of animals. Talk about a transition. Okay, we're going to talk about fishing versus hunting. How am I doing on time? Okay, good. Because fishing is where you're creating that curiosity marketing. Raise your hand if you've heard the term curiosity marketing or attraction marketing. Okay, do you guys talk about? Okay, perfect. Good. Okay, you're hip to it. Curiosity marketing is what has people messaging you being like, I want what you need out of the blue, when again, they haven't liked your post ever or commented on anything. And they're like, hey, I think it's time that I get that pudding stuff you're always sharing. I want that. Give me your best sales pitch. Okay, this is how easy sales is, guys. I sent her a GIF, right? I love a good GIF. I sent her a GIF of this guy bathing in chocolate, like a chocolate fountain. I said, there's my sales pitch. It's as good. It's so good you could bathe in it, right? I'm infusing me. That was me. That was my humor. And I said, okay, no, really, what's your hopeful? Okay, like I can ask her a question. The success of your business rises and falls on how good of a question asker you are. We don't share links right away. We don't put links in our posts. We don't put, even in our stories. The conversion rate of you using that link sticker versus you having someone vote on a poll and then you go into the DMs on that, the latter is actually higher converting. So at a party, right? And someone is sharing with you what they do, they shouldn't just say, here's how you get it. They should ask you a question. Oh, well, is there any specific health goals that you're working on right now? Or have you ever thought about using oils before? Have you used oils in the past? Is there something that you're struggling with right now that you haven't been able to find a solution for? Right? Because oils have what you guys have like a oil Bible, right? Like it's like you could do anything with oils and you're like healed without, like, of course we're not doctors or no medical claims, but you know what I mean? Like none of that. So you got to ask questions and you have to slow down to speed up. So when someone comes to me, this is how this works. I want to give you I'm going to give you an example. Erin, are you able to make me a host?
Yeah, let me do that.
Okay, cool. So this phishing is the valuable content you create that causes someone to take an action of interest. Okay, let's see if I can share my screen here. I'm going to show you guys real time how this works. So let's see if it works here. Can you see my phone? Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to show you the story series that created the conversation. Let's see here. This is your archives, which is a really cool tool, by the way. When you don't want to show your face on camera or you're not feeling up to it, you can actually go resave and repurpose some of your story content and utilize it later, especially if it's like something that you have on repeat. And it's okay to be repetitive. You should be known for something. Here's a question I want you to write down in your notes right now that I want you to ponder later, maybe journal about. What do I want to be known for? And that's part of my branding training, but so you can, that's an extra. There you go. I'll throw that one in. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Here is the series. Okay. Now, before I show this, insert yourself. How would you show yourself using your products? Because in the hierarchy of sales, I'm going to share this real quick, hierarchy of sales real quick with you. Because I shared this with Erin. She's like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. I know this, but it, like, to hear you say it. Okay, if you want to share I wanted to sell this water bottle. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing real quick, then I'll come back. Okay, if I want to share this water bottle, the first way you could do it is you could take a picture, what's called a flat lay, of just the product. Okay, no human element in it. Just the oils. Okay. I don't want all you guys hit me up for oils, or I don't have any oils on me right now. There's some in the other room, but I should have been more prepared. I should have bought better props. So let's just stick with a neutral object. Okay, we do a flat lay of this. Great, that could work. That does work. What works better is the second level, is if I take a picture with my hand and the oil in it. There is a reason why there's hand models still today in 2022. Okay, it's because it's a psychological strategy for sales. What you're doing is you're allowing someone to put themselves in your shoes, literally. That's why you should, the next best way, show yourself. Actually, that's the fourth way. I'll get to the fourth way. Okay, so the first way is just a flat way. The second is with your hand. The third is a photo from this angle. So we switched angles, right? We went like this. So now I'm in it. So maybe you're holding the oil and you take a nice selfie. But the best way is to demonstrate yourself using the product. So after I talked to Erin, I saw her stories. She was showing us how to put it on her feet. Because what that's doing then is it's allowing someone to be like, okay, This is how you use it. I can do this. I have that same issue. She understands what I'm going through. It's the relational piece. Because stories are like your Netflix reality show. All you're doing is documenting your day. You're just sharing your life. And also with stories, what you're doing is you're replicating real life. You're building the rapport, again, as if you were in person. This is where the conversation piece comes in, okay? The hunting part, between the fishing and hunting, we're not going to talk about today, but that's where you go out and do digital handshakes, where you go actually like have targeted people that you, kind of like I was talking about on Facebook, that you actually go and specifically engage with on purpose. We're going to stick to the fishing part. Okay, let me get back to this stories. Because I want you guys to really, like, my goal for you, yes, is to feel like you're going to have more fun, to be yourself more on social media. But I want you to walk away with actionable things that you can put into your business now. I don't know about you, but I, like, if a training doesn't have that for me, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm inspired, but I'm all about that inspired action. And I want you guys to get into action, because that's how you're going to make that money. Okay, so here's the story series. Okay, we have a new flavor coming. I took a video, remember? Video of you utilizing the product is the best way to sell it. Okay, then I used a graphic. If you're only sharing graphics from your company, you are not selling. Your face and your heart and your voice and your words are always going to trump any graphic. But graphics do have their place. And if you're going to use them, you better liven them up, sister. Okay. So I always love to use a good GIF. I think it adds like just some depth and dynamic part to the stories. One of the reasons I love stories is because it's my art form. Like, I love cinematography. I love movies. I love like creating a story within stories for people. Okay. The next slide was this. Again, notice it's a video. Video is queen. Video is queen. Video is queen. And I had to vote for a poll. Here's the party analogy comes in. When I ask a question and someone responds, I have invited them into conversation. They have conversated back by responding to the poll. You are not being weird if you message them. You're in conversation with them. They are participating in this is the two-way conversation piece that I'm asking you or talking about. Now, you don't want to have a poll on every slide of every story. That's also, add that to the weird category. That's like actually overwhelming for people, because not you anymore, right? But most people are on here aren't business owners. They are using this as a stress relief. They need content that's very easy to engage with and doesn't require a lot from them, and definitely not a lot of thinking. So if you're asking 5 million different questions of them because you're just trying to increase your engagement for the algorithm, well, one, that's not of service, right? So we need to stop that. But two, it actually doesn't get to your end result, because you're not going to have a conversation. They're going to be like, I'm done. And they're going to exit out of your stories. Okay. So that was the story series that then I messaged people from that. Where is it? Okay. I actually have business in here, so I need to get into it. Okay. So here's what I sent them. It's so yummy. Want me to put you on my VIP first know list, where I'm doing giveaways just for even being on the list. Look at what she said. Now I need to respond back to her. That's a different training for a different day. This is a new customer. How many of us want new customers? Yes, we want to maintain our best customers, our current customer. Yes, but the reason why we have the leads and the prospects is to keep filling our funnel, right? We have a 90-day funnel. We have a 90-day funnel that we're putting in. Okay. So this was not salesy, nor spammy, nor annoying, nor bugging, because she participated in the content. So that is one of the biggest things. I got to do this so I don't forget unread. Okay. That is one of the biggest fears that I hear from clients and people I have conversation with is I don't want to be bugging someone. Right. Well, you are using a strategy that's having them get into conversation. And if you were at that house party, you asked someone a question and they just walked away from you, that's weird. Or didn't say anything, weird. So I'm giving you permission to utilize this strategy of using polls and other content to have those conversations and continue them in the DM. That's where the cash is made. It's made in the DMs. Okay. Here, so I showed you that example, perfect. Now I want to show you, what do you do? Oh, let me, I'm going to go through the comments, the questions here in a little bit, and then we can have some open Q&A at the end too, but I'll answer this one just because I just saw it. So how I do a VIP list every Black Friday, I utilize VIP lists throughout the whole year, but strategically for Black Friday is I get pre-orders. So what I do is I have people join my VIP list, and the perks of getting on a VIP list, they're the first to know the new flavor. They have great customer service. They're going to get their pre-orders in, so that make sure that they guarantee their order. Plus I do giveaways, and I do giveaways for people who are I just want people to see the content. So I don't even care if they order. I mean, I do care, but anyone who's on my VIP list, I'll do a giveaway for, like an entry. So being on the list is an entry, an order is an entry, an order of a certain dollar amount is an entry, a pre-order, right? And then you just got to make it fun. If you're not having fun, right? If you ain't having fun, you ain't doing it right. You have to incentivize people for why do they want to be on your VIP list? Like, they got to get something while you get something. It's the same with what I gave you at the top of the call. I'm going to give you a free training in exchange for your email address, right? Like, I'm not just asking for your email address. Now I send out weekly emails on Tuesdays that are bomb.com. Like, they're the best emails that you will ever get. I do not do basic. You're going to get tons of value each week. So I can say that confidently and ask for your email list, just like you should be able for your products. Okay. If you don't have belief in yourself, belief in your company, belief in your team, and belief in the products, you're not selling. And you're not confidently having that conversation to connect people to potentially a product that could be a really good fit for them, that could change their life even. You have to speak in that type of way. And it doesn't have to be products, right? It could be like how I was sharing with you about my email. Okay, so what do you do when you actually have people watching your stories? Okay, I want you to go in. I'm going to share my screen one more time. This is a little bit of the hunting, but it's like the lazy hunting. Okay, you're going to go into your stories, and you're going to click on the bottom right hand or bottom left corner, and you're going to see who's watching your stories. Now, I personally sell every November over $10,000 worth of collagen. But I'm at the point in my business where I want to build business builders with high level people. And so I'm looking for people who know how to use social media. You have to know who you're looking for. Remember that ideal client? So whoever that is for you, for me, they know how to social media, which means they have an active circle. So what I will do to engage is I will go and I will look at their stories, and I will get into conversation. Okay, winner circle. So I'd be like, oh, okay, I know this girl. So she's so sometimes when you know someone, you can don't just give a canned response, right? Sometimes though, you can go in. Oh, you could just like, or you can go in here, click, and you can do an emoji, because you know what this does is it gets you in their DMs. I literally did not even have to say something to this person, and I'm in the DMs. Okay. So look at that. Ugh, man. Yeah. Okay. So you go. Now, potentially there could be a conversation. I'm not going to force it, right? But you're starting to build relationship. You don't just become BFFs with someone in 2 seconds. And if you do, you have a connection with them, you're still then going to continue to get to know them. Okay. So this girl too, see, now I'm in conversation with her. Okay. So that's one, again, money hit that I like to do in order to get into conversation with people. Okay. Make sure you are tracking that in some level. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels and wasting your time. So it's just like a normal networking event. You get business cards. Well, here we're not getting business cards, but we're putting people on lists, because at some point, at some level, they're going to need what you have. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be for years. I had one gal join my team a couple years ago who I've been friends with since high school. I talked to her about when I was taking AvoCare products and doing that as a business. I kid you not. It's a different conversation. I'd have to go back. I should do that and take screenshots. I followed up with her until she said no. And guess what? She never said no. Until someone tells me NO, they are on my list. She's now on my team with the company I partner with now. And she will tell you that story over and over again, that I didn't give up on her, that I always invited her, right? That house party, like I invited, and I invited without expectation, because it's not about me. It was about her. I knew she needed it, but I had to be the one to initiate it. Okay. So that could be the same. That could be the same for you. Here's another example. 2020. Well, even now we're in a recession. You know what? People are spending their dollars. So that's a bunch of baloney. Okay. I mean, we are in a recession, but people are spending their money. People spend their money where they see value. So if they don't value their health, they're probably not going to purchase a weight loss management system. So you have to find what they value. And sometimes you have to ask the hard questions. Remember, the success of your life, really, and business is the quality of questions that you ask. So I would have people in 2020, when we were going through that, say, oh, that's too expensive. Raise your hand. Is that a top objection? That's too much money? Yeah. Okay. Annoying. But like, I get it, but annoying at the same time. And so I would have people tell me that, Emmy, like, I just got laid off. I'm not able to afford products. And I would relate to them because I'm a human first. I say, wow, like, I totally understand what, I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I've been through some tough times too. And I know that that's a hard thing that you're going through. Do you want me to share with you the next time we have a sale? You know how many people have said no to me? So even when someone's like, no, and it's like your heart hurts for them, do not be afraid to continue the conversation. That's all this is about. We're putting the social back in social media. It's just a conversation. Leave your expectations at the door. Leave your offenses at the door. The more you can live an unoffended life, the more happy and healthy and wealthy you will be. And I could train on just sales overall. Like, I just love sales, but that would be another thing for another time. I'd love to, I want to honor your time. I know we're at the hour. We started a little late, but I'm up for staying about 15 minutes more if you guys are. And if you have to jump off, great. No, no worries. Why don't I do this before we do Q&A? Is I have something specifically for you. If you're turning your wheels and you're like, okay, Emmy, this is cool, but I need some like one-on-one help. So I do what's called 60-minute strategy sessions. A lot of times people from these trainings want to do that because they have things that they want to get into action for. And because you've been on tonight, I'm going to offer you a very special discount to do that. Okay, so I love getting into these 60-minute strategy sessions to really get into the nitty-gritty and customize to whatever you're needing. Normally, those are $397 for the 60 minutes. But because I love Erin so much and because you're here, I am going to do $297 for you. So it's $100 off if you book that within the next 48 hours. So there's a little bit of urgency here because I want you to get into action for your business, right? If that's not something that you're up for yet, that's okay too. But if you're ready to take things to the next level, I want to provide you that opportunity, the next part of our conversation to help you in your business. And so all you have to do is just send me a message on Instagram and say, hey, Emmy, loved your training. You know, I know you shared about the 60-minute strategy session. How can I be a part of that? Does that sound good? Okay, cool. One last thing before we do Q&A. We're going to do a boomerang, okay? Because this is what we're going to share this on our stories, and we're going to put why we're on a Zoom right now. Okay, so if you can put your camera on, great. If not, you know, I understand, but I always love seeing your beautiful faces. So on stories, I'm helping you create content right now that is meaningful to the people that you're watching. Zoom is like a 4-letter word, so you have to share with them why they should care that you are taking an hour out of your night today from your family, from, you know, everything else that you have. Why is that important? Okay, do you guys have Black Friday coming up? Do you have a promo?
We do BOGOs, usually like the week of Thanksgiving, but they haven't told us yet. So we're all just.
Okay, so here's the curiosity. You're gonna take a Zoom and you're gonna say like, had a awesome training with, and tag me, the Hey Emmy, so I can reshare it. This is helping you grow your network, right? At the same time, it's helping you get into other people's networks. That's why people share things and tag other people, or they go to places and they tag the company or they tag the brand. Is because the goal is to have them reshare your stuff so you get seen by more people. That's how we fill our funnel and our leads. Okay. And then I want you to put in like something about, you know, getting trained up by the Hey Emmy in prep for what's coming at the end of this month. Okay. So I'm going to smile. That way they're not all the same.
It was really cute. It's super cute.
Okay. So what that's doing is it's creating curiosity for, be like, and you could say like, you're not going to want to miss this. Like this is going to be bananas. Right now, if it wasn't a Black Friday promo coming up, you could say something like, you know, getting together with my team. You can even say this now, getting together with my team to prep for, you know, an amazing end of the month that I know that you're going to like want to get your hands on. Right? Or doing a power out. There's so many different things that you could do, but you have to give people context of why they should care. That there's like the Family Feud is like Squares, or what was that game? Hollywood Squares. Okay. Cool. Okay. What question?
I mean, would you say that again? What would you say in your story?
I would say something
Epic
like
training.
Yeah, epic training from the Hey Emmy to help us prep for what is coming at the end of the month. And you're going to want to get your hands on these like deals, or like you're going to get, because it is, right? Like you just haven't been announced it, but there is always right, these deals, these sales. Like if you've been wanting to stock up, or you haven't had your eyes on certain things, like, and then guess what? Okay, so we're on the 9th. What we're doing is creating hype, and it's not false hype or fake hype. It's real hype. And you have to do it more than once, because you know only 4% of people see your stuff every day, if that. So when you feel like you're being repetitive and annoying and salesy, you're actually not. Remember, what do you want to be known for? You don't want to be just known for the oil girl. And again, that's something that we would go into like in the strategy session, like what you're good at, who you want to serve. Because you have to add valuable content. You can't just promote. Here's 5 ways that oils can help you get better sleep. So maybe you're a sleep expert. Maybe, 3 ways that you can use oils in your home so you don't have to buy toxic products in the grocery store. Like, because maybe you're like a DIY mom. Like those types of things is what you got to post about. In addition to the sale, we sell on our stories and we add value in our other places. Okay, what questions do we have? And if you have a question, I'm going to challenge you to come off mute and ask the question as opposed to typing it in the chat.
And don't be shy, you guys.
I just came off mute. I'm in the middle of making this story, and I just realized I'm really slow and I deliberate over what to say. And I mean, honestly, trying to listen to this and do the story right now, it's not second nature to me. So it's a little bit of a challenge. But I realized I just take a while. And so I'm sitting here not finishing it, and I want to finish it. And I don't remember exactly what to say because I heard so many ideas go by since you told us to do it. So I've got you, I've already got the picture just now in a cool training with Hey Emmy on how I can better serve others. And that's as far as I've gotten. And I'm like, what do I do?
Perfect. So one, you're going to get quicker the more you do this, right? It's just a habit. So you're practicing it right now. 2, I love what you said. Here's what you could add to increase the curiosity.
Yeah, no, this doesn't have enough curiosity factor in it.
Yeah, be like, we got word, or like little birdie told me about some amazing things that you're going to want to get your hands on at the end of the month. Because I'm a little birdie. I'm telling you, or Erin's your little birdie.
We will probably have our BOGO sale that we have every month. So it's something like that.
Right. I wouldn't say BOGO because we don't know for sure, but like, that there's going to be a sale, right? Like it would be nuts if your company did not have a sale this month. So adding something like there is going to be this, because I love how you said serve, about something that is going to serve you. If you've been wanting to try, or if you've been eyeing, or you've been watching, this is going to be the month to get your hands on the best deals.
Okay, I got it.
Now here's a little hack, because I don't want you on your social media 24/7. I don't want you like connected to it. A lot of times I'll take my content and I'll save it to my camera roll. And when I have a free moment, I will then do some of my stories.
So I guess I didn't know that you can start a story and then save it to your camera roll.
Yes, let me show you. Okay. So if I was doing a story, hey, what's going on? Okay, sister girl, I am so excited to share with you something that I did that was super special tonight. I'm actually on a live training with some of my new friends, and they just got word, a little birdie just told them that they're going to have a huge sale at the end of this month. This is the month. Whatever you want a TV? I'm looking for a TV. You want oils? You want collagen? Whatever you want. You want help with your coaching business? You're going to want to pay attention to the end of this month. Okay. So I did that. Now in this upper right-hand corner, you see those 3 dots?
Yep.
You're going to hit those and you're going to hit save. Now, because this was a 2-slide series, because I couldn't get my words out quick enough. You now have to go hit this other one right here. Hit these 3 dots again and hit save.
So you save it twice because it went over the,
Now the
Yeah.
one that you're just doing is only going to be 1. But now when I go into my camera roll, there it is.
okay.
Yeah, because right now in my stories, I'm only about halfway through my day. Let's see, where am I at? Yeah. So I need to, I interviewed someone for my podcast and I haven't shared that with. I was a supporting coach in a mastermind today. I haven't shared that. So that is a hack that will save you so much stress and so much time. Now, I don't want you to use that as a crutch and kind of like
Oh, yeah.
hang out on perfectionism, right? Like, because here's how people are on stories. They click, 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 click. They're not really paying as much attention as we think they are. Was that helpful?
It was helpful.
Good. Great
you.
question. Thank you.
I have a quick question, Emmy.
Hey, Amy, I love your smile. You've been smiling this whole time. Thanks, sister.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So how do you feel about, I'm noticing this when I follow people lately, that I'm getting what obviously is an auto response to the follow. How do you feel into the DMs? How do you feel about those? Yay or nay, or
So
do you know what I mean?
So you're following someone and they're sending you an automated message?
Yeah, an automated DM, like, thanks for following me. What kind of content do you like to see? Da, 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 da.
Yeah. So remember, you don't have to follow everyone just because,
Right.
like, you can engage with people and not follow them.
Mhm.
I have a lot of people on my list that I'm engaging with that,
Mhm.
well, I'm not following anyone right now, as you can see. And that is a different story for a different day. But just because I'm wanting to maybe pursue, like, I think they would be great for the business, I don't necessarily follow them.
Okay, so I guess my question would be, do you have an auto response when people follow you? Okay, that was.
So my Instagram is like it's me. And I actually don't currently have any help right now. I have outsourced help in the past, but I'm in transition. And even when I did have virtual assistants, I was the one always, because the conversations was so key. And so are there things like, there's a program called ManyChat, and I haven't done it myself. It's a paid service. It's based off of keywords. So like you could say, like, type the keyword in VIP, and then they would get an automatic response. And I think there's potentially some value in that. But I believe you have to be at a certain point in your business, one, to financially like make that like priority in your budget. But two, like, there's such thing as sweat equity. You know what I mean? Like, people want to know from you. So almost like I said on Facebook, like, when you go follow someone, now if they respond back to me, like, or if I follow them and they send me like, hey, I saw that you followed me, like, what got your interest? Then I'll have a conversation with them. But I'm not going to be the one. I just think there are better uses of your time than sending an automated message like that. Yeah, great question. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you. I had to mute because my dog's going nuts over something.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, is it T.I.?
Tia.
Yeah, dang it. I was like, Tia.
That's okay. Everybody gets it wrong.
Like, I was like, T.I., the rapper, like, hey.
So my question is, do you have suggestions on like a personal Instagram versus a business Instagram where you post just about the product versus like you've got personal stuff and business stuff?
Yeah. So I'm going to answer your question with a question first. What do you like to see? Like, when you're perusing people's like content?
I'm a scroller. I scroll a lot. I'm not a big Instagrammer. I do more Facebook.
Okay. So.
But I do have both of the Instagrams, but I don't know if I should be doing more on one versus the other.
Yeah. So generally speaking, I think each case is different. I've had clients where, they have a physical product that they've actually created that they're not necessarily an affiliate type of for. It really just depends. But generally speaking, rule of thumb, you should have one account because you're building a personal brand. So part of that training that you're going to get, that 2-part audio series, is going to help break this down. But let me give you an example of like an analogy that will help with this. So unless you have a stalker, unless you have some really sensitive reason as to why you can't have a public account, and you only have a private, you need to have a public account because that's how you get in front of more eyeballs. And think of your business as like an octopus. So an octopus has 8 legs, and the head of the octopus is you, the personal brand. Everything that you do is based off of who you are. So one leg of my business, for instance, is my affiliate marketing, right? That's like the collagen that I sell. Then another leg of my business is my coaching business. Another leg of a business is creating content for other businesses, right? Everything that I do is based off of the head of the octopus of who I am. And so in this training, I'm going to ask you some questions of who to help you decipher, because a lot of times, even as we age, we still don't know who we are. And if we don't know who we are, we're always going to try to be pleasing people or fitting in. And we're not going to be able to really tell the message that was put on our hearts to share specifically. So I know that's a long answer, but to tell you just straight up, you should have one, because people want to buy you first. And if you're just selling products, then most likely you're probably not selling as much as you could. Can I ask you a follow-up question? Is there a reason why you have, or what is the reason that you have 2 accounts?
I think I just had the first one with my name to go along with my normal Facebook. And then I decided to add Instagram as like the business part second. And so like on my business one, I just do basically posts about the products, and like on Wednesdays, I do a wellness Wednesday. So I always do like a wellness post on Wednesdays. So I do it more for that. But I get a lot of also, and I'm sure you talk about that too, like the spam followers, or like the stalker people that follow people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of was doing it just as like the personal, like my friends and family for like Facebook stuff, because then I was like posting to Instagram and then it could automatically go to Facebook. And then I just had the business stuff in case people wanted to see the business side of stuff.
So Facebook is still a great place. Like I still have a lot of business on Facebook, and it is more of your warm market. It is more friends and family. Instagram is more for new people, strangers, cold market, people you've never seen. Now, I personally, if friends and family want to follow me, great. I don't follow them on Instagram because they have other ways to connect with me. They can go to Facebook, or guess what? They can send me a text message, right? Like if they want to keep up with like more like, because there are 2 different strategies in regards to like what type of content you should be posting on what. But what I love that you're doing, Tia, is that you are creating valuable content with those examples of like that Wellness Wednesday. You absolutely are setting yourself up for success, and you only need 1 account. I want you to do all of that on 1 account, because when you're giving the value of like Wellness Wednesday, people need to know who you are, so it connects to why you're giving. Because maybe share with me, like, why is wellness important to you?
It's just, I don't know. I've been healthy most of my life, so I don't take any prescriptions or anything like that. So I want to share that there's natural solutions for other people as well.
Perfect. We're already like doing stuff that we'd be doing in a 6-minute strategy session, but I help women. I'm assuming it's women that you mostly help. Again, remember, you're going to have men clients. I help women find natural solutions to everyday products. And then you share your behind the scenes of your life and your reality TV show and your stories. And then on your feed, so that's reels and other things, you share stuff around helping people find out. Okay, so you're going to be like 3 products that are super toxic, and here's 3 swaps for them. Like, yeah, you are, this excites me because you are on the right track. We just want to condense let's work smarter, not harder.
Sure.
in that.
That
But
makes
that's
sense.
so good. Oh, I'm excited for you.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, I think Cindy has a question too.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Cindy.
Hello. So I'm just trying to get my head around with the stories, like just let's use, for example, the picture that we took of this Zoom happening and trying to, make the comment about like to create curiosity. And I know that I can put a small amount of text on the story picture, but it seems like there's a lot more, like there's more that I would need to say. So how do I, like, what would I do in a story? Would I do, like, instead of an audio of music, would I do my voice as a voiceover talking, or what would I do?
So a lot of times we try and jam pack a lot into one slide. Guess what? You
Okay.
can make as many slides as you want. And part of when you, one of the things that we could do in a 60-minute strategy session is go through specifically my story cache method that gives you a formulation to know exactly what to post in stories so that you can cache in outside what I've already shared with you. But one of the things why that is magic and why that's actually money is because it's teaching you to provide context in your stories as if someone was watching a show, right? So we're not just throwing up a bunch of spaghetti up in our stories. We're having a thread that goes throughout the whole story for the whole day. That makes sense. So what I would suggest for you is that you maybe, okay, so share with me and I'll give you an idea. I'll create the content for you. What more are you excited to share with your audience that you feel like you couldn't fit on that curiosity slide?
Just basically like what you said, like telling them there's so much coming at the end of the month. And to keep following my stories to find out more, I guess.
Perfect. So here's what you could do. One, your voice always is going to be best. So you could do the Zoom photo, right? And write the little like one-liner. Then on another slide, you could go face to, I like to call it face to camera, and you could share your excitement. Okay. It's the best option. So I'm going to give you a best and then like.
So that would be a video.
Yep. And then on the third slide, this is a 3 to 4 story slide series. Okay. You're going to put like a poll of like, do you want to be the first to know when this happens? Like when this is available.
Okay, cool.
It could be even the 4, like, and then you could rerun this story series without like the Zoom, but you could rerun a version of this later, right? So maybe you get up in the morning and you use 2. Okay, so when I'm thinking of BOGOs, right? Like you guys like buy 1 oil, get 1 50% off or 1 free.
Yeah.
So if it were me, I would start to show a lot of duo oils. Okay, what are your 2 top most popular oils right now?
On Guard and Breathe.
That's what I was going to say.
Perfect. So I would be showing myself using those. I'd be showing myself using them in multiple different ways. Okay, what's the second most popular pairing?
Adaptive.
Okay. Erin's waiting because she wants to know.
What were you going to say, Erin?
Well, if you did adaptive, I would say adaptive and Serenity, or adaptive and Copaiba.
Okay,
stay in the theme.
So how do you use those? Do you apply those? Do you put them in a tea? Like, what do you do?
I would, with adaptive, I would be diffusing it, or I would be applying it topically. With Copaiba, generally I'd be dropping it under my tongue.
Perfect. So say tomorrow, okay, you guys, I'm giving you 2. So we got a story series for tonight. Here's a story series for tomorrow. I either want you to choose adaptive and Bicoba or the On Guard and whatever the one was. You guys, I am like an oil rookie. So please forgive me. I know they're important. I probably should be using them more than I am. Okay. So tomorrow, like we're using the adaptive, I want you to take a video of you putting it in your diffuser. Then I want you to take a video of you lingual with the other one. And then I want you to take a boomerang of both of them together and say, these two are your best combo for X, Y, and Z, whatever those like solutions that are paired with those two.
Sorry, I'm just making notes.
No, you're okay. Now, every time, especially because you guys don't know the date of yours, you want to build hype like 2 weeks in advance. So, I mean, now would be actually not a bad time. And, but not every time do you have to like have a hard sale. So you could just educate in that story tomorrow.
Mhm.
But you're utilizing the strategies that we shared today in context that is creating hype and curiosity. You don't even know the sale, but we know it's a BOGO, so you better start showing oils in pairs of 2. And using that language, like, this is the best duo, this is the best couple, this is the best two X, Y, and Z. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to co-create with clients like this. So I like, you can tell my excitement. Like, they tell me what they did, I'm like, this is what you did.
So just going back to the story for tonight, and what, like, with just showing the still picture, like for example, the Zoom, did you say to have like one small short sentence there saying something like like something exciting is coming, or guess what's coming, or something like that?
I love something exciting coming. So you're going to say what this was. So it was a training, right, with me. And then you're going to say why it's important to people, because people don't buy until they know the why.
To me, like why it would be, are you kind of getting at, so why is this important? I mean, really, it's only important so that I can learn how to best help them, because otherwise it's not about, I want to learn how to sell more stuff. From their perspective, I'm here to learn, how can I communicate goodness to them, right?
Yes, exactly. I like how you said it though the first time, because you have to use language that your person is going to use.
And what was the first time, what did I say?
You said something, it's just simplify, like, right, like just simple. Like, I'm very smart. It's always a joke. I love words. Like today I was on a call, a support coach with Aaron and I's mutual friend Tiffany, and I said perseverate, and she's like, there's another Emmy word, right? Like, my ideal client is not walking around saying perseverate or non sequitur or, you know, hippopotamus, right? They're using like very basic terminology. And so we want, again, it to be simple for them to digest the content.
Yeah.
So be like, hey, I learned some amazing stuff today. It's going to help me serve you best for the deals that are coming down the road.
Yeah.
Later this month.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Okay, I'll take one more question if there is one. Otherwise, we can call it a night. Because guys, this is just the beginning of the conversation, right? I'm just a deep thing. I thought I might have heard someone, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
So I do most of my stuff on the Facebook page, and I do share about the oils and such on my personal page as well. But I don't do a lot on my Instagram page. It's more like friends and things I like to do. It's kind of a pretty page, quote, pretty page. So so I'm not as fluent in that one. I started doing stories. I've been doing stories on my Facebook page. My comment, can I ask about the Facebook page?
Yeah.
When you do stories and you go and you see what the views are, and they've liked, is that when you would go reach out? Like, I did something on the new product line, the MetaPower line. And so would you go back and just check in with those people that liked it? Because clearly they're trying to tell you something.
Yeah, great question. Great question. Yeah, so one thing I want you guys to work smarter, not harder. And one of the reasons why I shared with you that I was so busy when I first started is I built a majority of my business on Facebook. Even though Instagram was my love, I loved it because it was more creative. I intentionally paused on building Instagram. I didn't stop using it. So one of the things I did to work smarter, not harder is I always showed up on stories because stories sell. People, right? We're nurturing that know, like, trust factor in the stories that you can't get anywhere else. So I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to connect your Instagram to your Facebook. And I would do your stories first on Instagram because that's how they go from Instagram to Facebook. So when you connect the two and you do your stories, whether you're really hanging out on Instagram or not, they're going to go to your Facebook and you're going to be able to see those views. Now, there's different theories about liking. Like if someone likes a post or someone, you know, like a lot of traditional network marketers will have you message those people. I personally think that's weird. I think like, I like to post, like, great, but I went in for I had some chips and salsa, but I didn't want for dessert yet. Like I didn't, like, you're trying to offer me something that I love the chips and salsa that Susie brought, but like, I'm not ready for the pie that Patty brought. Like I want my chips and salsa. So the polls is really kind of for sure, if they answer a poll, they have participated in the content in a form of a conversation where you should then message them. And here's a normal message. Hey, I saw your comment on my poll. Are you looking to get your hand? I say, like, are you looking to get your hands on this liquid gold? For you, it's like, you know, are there health goals that you're working on right now? And let them answer.
Yeah.
Right. And I even utilize that too when someone comments on a post, not when they like it, but if they comment on a specific post and say, hey, I saw your comment on my post. Are you wanting to get your hands on this liquid gold?
Okay. Well, I've done the DM on the stories. I've done the letters. But the other thing that what you pointed out today too was about not putting your link in those, because I had no idea that wasn't all that great of an idea. So, but I have done the DMs and I did get an actual enrollment from somebody because they DM'd me that they wanted, you know, to know more about this product. I want that, is what they said. I want this.
Yes,
It was so cool. It was so
right?
inspiring. It was like, yes.
And that's because too, you probably have a compound effect of showing up and providing value. And the techniques that I've showed you or I've shared tonight are literally just to help guide the customer down the purchasing decision, right? No one likes a yellow light. Like, give us a red or a green. Okay. And so I love that. And the reason why we think links are so cool is because we see the bloggers and we see the influencers, like, well, they must be, it's working for them. It must. No, we have different playing rules, unfortunately. So the conversion is in the conversations. And so getting them to, because most people they could just go to Amazon, right? They could purchase oils from Amazon. They can purchase powdered. I know Tia, I know. And if people are being naughty, they purchase your product and then they sell it on Amazon, right? And we don't like that. That's called illegal. But people can do that. So most people want to have at least, even if they're ready to buy, they want to at least have some type of touch point with you. And people want to be led. And so you're leading them through the purchasing decision or the purchasing process by having that conversation with them. And so some people are going to have objections. Some people, that conversation is going to be a little bit longer, but that's why that converts higher than just dropping a link, because it's just not personable.
Yeah. So then you would say, because I'm used to the fact that you would do a post like on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I should be showing up a little bit more with my business on my posts as well as doing the stories. So I'm more consistent. I'm not just sharing about all my friends or my families or special things that I've done or whatever.
Yeah,
that
so
right?
all the friends and family stuff, all that stuff that's not maybe niche specific on Instagram should go
Uh-huh.
in stories. And
Wow.
so something that, like I would work on with you if we did a 60-minute strategy session is finding out what are you good at and what do you really want to talk about and who do you want to serve? And then that's the content that shows up on your grid, on your profile, on your feed.
Okay.
Right. But if right now we're trying to work smarter, not harder, I would say at the bare minimum, just showing up on stories and Instagram is going to be better than doing nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll work on it.
So good. You guys have been amazing. I've loved every second with you. Hopefully this was valuable for you. One of those ways that you do get to show me that this was valuable is by sharing this, right? Is taking that picture that we showed. It's mutually beneficial. It's going to help you. We created actually content together, which is super cool. But also then it's letting me know what you were excited about. You could even, here's another, I'm just gonna give you another idea because you're gonna be on more Zooms in this business. This is called I gotta stop because I could train forever. I love training. Okay, it's called ILT. Who's heard of Ray Higdon? I'm actually not like a huge fan of him, but like whatever. This is actually really good. Okay, you invest your time. Tonight you have invested your time, or maybe you invest your money and you learned something. So you can utilize this again for the next team Zoom that you have and Erin is teaching something, right? You invested time, you learned it. Now I want you to go teach it, right? So the next Zoom that you have, say like, so you take a boomerang or a photo of the Zoom, you on that slide say why it would be important for someone to watch, right? Like again, remember people join for community. That's one of the reasons why. Okay. Then on the next slide, maybe you go face to camera and say, oh my gosh, today we just learned about X, Y, and Z. We just learned how adaptive and Bob Okoba like can help you win $1 million, like whatever it is, right? That it like we just learned a new way to utilize two of the best oils and my most favorite oils, and my mind is blown. Here's how you use it, and you teach it. And then on the next slide, if you wanted to do like a hard sale, this is probably like a 3 to 5 story slide series. Then you could say like, do you experience any of these, right? The symptoms of what these two things would help. And then you could do one more slide and be like, do you guys have codes like $10 off or no? Okay, sorry. Whatever.
We do like our own gifts, like the next 3 people to reach out to me, I'm giving a book or an app or something.
Okay, so you would do that. You'd be like, okay, I for the next 48 hours, I have 3, $25 Amazon gift cards. First come, first serve if you want this duo. Okay, do that closer to your like Black Friday. Right? I could go all night with this and I can't.
So good, Emmy. You've given us so much value. I really appreciate it. And thank you to everybody who hung around and asked all the questions. And we've got really good stuff to work with. And this is just the beginning. We're going to start focusing. Those of you that want to focus on social media a little bit, I'm here to help facilitate that. And let's just give Emmy a whole bunch of love. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, you guys are awesome. Have the best week ever. Have the best Black Friday ever. I know, again, like I said, this is just the first part of the conversation. So I look forward to continuing it with you on Instagram.